Last week, you guys went to Rockaway Beach, and even though I wasn't able to join you, I really enjoy looking at your photos because they tell a pretty cool story. And sometimes these stories allow me to do my own sort of interpretation. So here I see sort of two groups of people. I see Hakeem in the green shirt with his hand on his head. He looks maybe a little confused. Here we've got Lysandra doing something silly. He's probably saying, "Look at me, look at me." And in the background, we've got all these people walking around. And again, here is Hakeem by himself. He doesn't look too happy. He looks a little morose. I wonder what's going on. And I notice he's sort of approaching the camera, but I see he's starting to perk up a little bit. I see sort of like a faint smile and a glimmer in his eye. And I don't know what's happening, but I think Lysandro is no longer in the frame, and I wonder if he said, "Yo, Lysandro, take a photo of me and Ebony." And here's Hakeem with Ebony, and this is a really nice photo. And as great as it is, I'm going to show you a few cool new ways to enhance it. So first, we're going to talk about something called rule of thirds. So rule of thirds is this idea that when you sort of split or divide an image up into a grid of 9 equal parts, the intersection of the lines create something that we're going to call like power points or strong points. And here's a good example. We see right along this right vertical line is this light tower kind of feature. The horizon is along the bottom line, and this creates a really nice balance. Likewise, here we've got this bumblebee sort of on this power line on the right side. Here's another example of this, what we call rule of thirds. Creates a really interesting scene, and you notice that in the case of this, maybe it's a dandelion, it's not smack dab in the middle. No, it's centered right on this PowerPoint, and you'll see this featured quite often in professional photography, and we're going to apply this technique right now to this image and to images here and out for the rest of the year. So I made a real quick grid, and I'm going to extend it like so, and we'll see if this follows the rule of thirds. And it does not. I can see that Hakeem and Ebony are right smack dab in the middle. I'm not thrilled with this. So what I'm going to do is use, first always we want to go to Control M or image adjustments, and then curves, right? It's a little washed out, and you want to play around with it. And that's a little bit better than before. We can probably do some more things to it. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to press C for the crop tool, and I'm going to simply eyeball it, and we'll see what it looks like. And again, we want probably Hakeem's face to be right along the, let's see, right along one of these intersections. And what I'm going to do, play with a little bit more. And it's not going to be perfect, and you don't have to stick to this rule perfectly every time, but it just gives you a better idea for composition. So now I'm going to take this really small layer, and we'll see how well I've applied the rule of thirds. You know what? Let's just do this. All right. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'll take this, I'm going to press Control T, and we can see right now, there we've got it. So Hakeem, of course, is the taller of the two, and his face is right there on this. This creates a far more balanced image than the original. You're going to want to be thinking about this today as we create posters to celebrate your trip at Rockaway Beach. So here's another example, and I'm going to share with you a few things. So I included a lot of contrast. I included white text with a green stroke against this pink beach. It's a solid color background. Here we've got some geometry, and we notice that this Rockaway Beach text is literally 3 or 4 times the size of the text beneath it. I want you playing around with text variation. I included intentionally this dark stroke as a way to contrast it with the lack of stroke right here and the size. We want October 2013 to be legible, but we don't want it to distract or have prominence over anything else, because that's a really minor detail. Additionally, I included these two photos here on the left, and I intentionally made them black and white because I wanted them to contrast well with this colored image of ebony. We've got the ocean in the background. I cropped it in such a way that I found a nice place for the AP logo, and I thought these three seagulls were pretty nifty walking around. And there's some more, and if I oops, there's actually one right behind ebony, but I opted to exclude it for favor of the overall balance of the image. I'm looking for a really nice and creative representation. The background image, I layered it with pink and then I applied the screen blending mode. I cannot wait to see your work. If you have any questions, let me know. Good luck.